The transmission crackled through the void, reaching Earth's outer monitoring stations with an urgency that made every technician freeze. It was the first confirmed communication from an alien civilization, and the message was simple yet desperate. "We need your help." Commander Blake Rodriguez stood before the United Earth Defense Council, his weathered hands gripping the podium as he addressed the assembled representatives. The message had been decoded 3 days ago, revealing a plea from the Alteron Federation, a peaceful alliance of worlds located 47 light-years away in the Vega system. "Their home worlds are under siege," Rodriguez explained, his voice carrying the weight of humanity's first interstellar diplomatic crisis. An aggressive species known as the Devourers has been systematically destroying their colonies. The Alterans have exhausted their defensive capabilities and are facing extinction. The council chamber buzzed with heated debate. Some argued that humanity had no business interfering in alien conflicts, while others saw it as an opportunity to establish Earth as a galactic protector. Dr. Emily Watson, the lead xenobiologist, stood to address the room. "The Alterines have shared their technological database as a gesture of trust," she announced, projecting holographic displays of advanced spacecraft designs and energy systems. "Their civilization has existed for over 10,000 years, dedicated to peaceful exploration and scientific advancement. They're everything we aspire to become." Within hours, the decision was made. Humanity would answer the call. The response was unprecedented. Volunteers flooded recruitment centers across every continent. Former military personnel, civilian pilots, engineers, and scientists all stepped forward, united by a common purpose that transcended national boundaries. The media dubbed them the Fleet of Heroes, and the name stuck. Captain James Michel, a veteran of the Mars colonial wars, found himself commanding the flagship Terra's Hope. His crew represented the best of humanity. Navigator Lisa Park, whose family had fled Earth during the climate wars. Chief Engineer Roberto Santos, who had designed the propulsion systems that would carry them across the stars. And Medical Officer Dr. David Kim, who had volunteered despite having 3 young children back home. The journey to Altara took 6 months, even with the new faster-than-light drives humanity had developed. During the voyage, the crew studied everything they could about their enemy. The Devourers were a hive-minded species that consumed entire planets, stripping them of resources before moving on to the next target. They showed no interest in negotiation or coexistence. When the human fleet finally emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Alteron system, they were met by a sight that would haunt them forever. 3 of the 7 Alteron worlds were nothing but barren husks, their surfaces scarred by massive mining operations. The remaining planets were surrounded by defensive stations that flickered weakly against the constant bombardment of Devourer ships. The Alterans themselves were a graceful species, tall and slender with luminescent skin that changed color with their emotions. Their leader, Prime Coordinator Val, greeted the human fleet with a mixture of hope and desperation that needed no translation. "You have traveled so far to help strangers," Val communicated through the quantum translation matrix. "Your species shows a courage we had not dared to hope for." The battle that followed would be remembered as humanity's finest hour. The Devourer fleet outnumbered the combined human-Alteron forces 3-1, but they had underestimated human ingenuity and determination. While the Alterans fought with elegant precision, the humans brought something entirely different to the conflict. Controlled chaos. Captain Mitchell's tactical approach confounded the hive-minded enemy. Instead of the predictable formations the Devourers expected, human ships darted and weaved in seemingly random patterns, using their superior maneuverability to strike at weak points before disappearing into the void. The Alterans, quick to adapt, began incorporating human tactics into their own strategies. The tide turned when Chief Engineer Santos proposed a desperate gambit. The human fleet would create a massive electromagnetic pulse using their ship's power cores, disrupting the Devourer Hive network long enough for the Alterans to target their command vessels. It was a one-way mission for many of the human ships, but every captain volunteered without hesitation. The plan succeeded beyond all expectations. The Devourer fleet, suddenly cut off from their collective consciousness, descended into chaos. Individual ships began firing on each other, their artificial intelligence systems unable to distinguish friend from foe. The remaining Alteran defense forces, coordinated by human tactical expertise, systematically destroyed the confused enemy vessels. In the aftermath, as rescue teams searched for survivors among the wreckage, the true cost of victory became clear. Humanity had lost 60% of their fleet, including Captain Mitchell and the Terra's Hope, but their sacrifice had not been in vain. The Devourer threat was eliminated, and 4 Alteran worlds were saved from destruction. The surviving humans were welcomed as heroes throughout the Alteran Federation. They were offered advanced technology, permanent homes on any world they chose, and citizenship in the oldest interstellar alliance known to exist. Some accepted, becoming the first human ambassadors to the galaxy. Others chose to return to Earth, carrying with them the knowledge that humanity had proven itself worthy of the stars. Years later, when other species faced similar threats, they knew who to call. The story of the fleet of heroes had spread throughout the galaxy, establishing humanity's reputation as a species that would travel any distance to stand against evil. Earth became a beacon of hope, a reminder that sometimes the greatest strength comes not from power or technology, but from the simple willingness to help others in their darkest hour. The universe was vast and dangerous, but it was also filled with unexpected allies. And whenever darkness threatened to extinguish the light of civilization, beings across the galaxy would whisper the same words that had started it all. The humans will come.